Hey, my people. What's going on? Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Sophista Ratchet Chats. It's your girl, Asha Noel. How y'all doing? Come on in. Sorry for my tardiness. Woo! Wednesdays be a little rough. Y'all know how the meal week be. But we need to chit chat about some things, so come on in. Come on in. Got some good announcements to make. Some good things coming up I'm excited about. So kind of want to chit chat with y'all briefly today. We will not be an hour today. For real, for real. Okay? Because I want to go outside. And I can't wait till I'm able to do like live podcasts outside. Gotta get the correct sound equipment for that. But until then, we are here. Come on in, say hey to me. Tap on in. Come on in the room. Come on in my room. Hey, y'all, say hey to me when y'all come in. Come on in my room. Y'all say hey to me when y'all come in. All right, all right. How do I stop this echo? There we go. Hey, hey. Hey, Carla, my Virgo sister. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. What y'all got going on this Wednesday night? This Wednesday evening? Anybody want to tell me how the weather is? I have not been outside. I know it was going to be a hot one today. People was outside. I was working. So I really don't know how I was feeling during the day. I'm going to try to enjoy it after this. I heard it's still going to be nice. But how y'all been enjoying y'all Wednesday? Yes, it is beautiful. Yes, I hope it's still beautiful when I get out there. I ain't gonna do nothing but probably go get me some ice cream or something. I just wanna feel outside. Especially since I don't have that cicada issue over on my way. All right. Cause I don't come outside on the west side. I gotta be going in somewhere. I seen them things. I ain't had no encounter, but I seen them. And them things is big. Like I thought it was a small bird. It's ridiculous how big those things are. Mm-mm. I do not want no encounters. But yes, okay. So I want to get a few announcements out the way. I remember I told y'all about Wine Tales with Wine Tales, and we will have they will be featuring some signature wine tales with my wine, dirty wine. Yay. Bottles are for sale. I do have bottles available just to let you all know that. I'm going to put up the information that I need to give you all if you want to make a purchase. Bottles are $20 per bottle. I have a white and a red selection. But yes, you can pay with Zelle and Cash App. Website is coming soon, finally. Y'all don't know how much I've been putting stuff out for this business. Pray for me. Okay. Trying to get things back in a groove for the summer, just in time for summer vibes. Okay. I'm going to put that information down here really quickly. And then, oh, why do I have caps on? I just want to talk a little bit, like give give a little time for fathers, because fathers were asking us at the Mother's Day brunch if we was gonna do something for Father's Day. I didn't think men was really gonna be interested in doing like brunch or something like that, but I guess they are. But we did not plan for that, so I just wanted to take a little time today um, to talk about our fathers, especially our Black fathers, the ones that are active. You know, we wanna get show them a little appreciation. Show them a little appreciation tonight. So talk a little bit about that. But before we get into talking about our fathers, I wanted to again make a couple announcements that I have. Some of you may know about my stretching classes that I did, stretching on the lake. So we were on the lakefront stretching every Saturday. It was a really nice, vibe. We did it early in the morning. So soul stretches on the lake will be returning. Okay, guys. We're coming back now that the weather, it seems like we're going to get consistent, nice weather. We are going to be outside on the lake. We did change the days to Saturday. So I know some people wanted to participate, but because we were doing it on Sundays, a lot of you could not make it. So we adjusted the schedule and it's going to be Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. Yes, we're going to be up there early because we want to get up there when that sun is rising, or when the sun feeling good by the water, so you're not like super hot, y'all. You by the water, so it's a nice breeze most of the time. It's a really nice session. You feeling good, you get a good stretch in your body. We got good music playing while we're stretching. It's just really nice to just give your body some rest and a break, relaxation, get some of those muscles back moving, and it's for the summer. So if you want to do it consistently, this is free. All you have to do is register online. If you don't follow iPop Shy on Facebook, Instagram yet, please do so, because that's where we post a lot of our events and sessions and things we have in store coming up. So this will be on June 29th is the first session. That is a Saturday, of course, like I was stating. We're going to do Saturdays now. Saturdays at 8 a.m. So our first session is June 29th, 8 a.m. We do meet on south of the lake. So it'll be off of 43rd. All that information will be given to you when you register. So just to give you an idea, though, it'll be off of 43rd Street. We found a really nice spot, so we're going to keep our spot. It was a nice spot for enough people. But again, all you have to do is bring some water, bring a mat, bring some good energy, come in expectation to relax and get a good stretch. Your body gonna be feeling good after this session. I promise you. Stretching is necessary. If your body feels amazing, if it's done correctly. Okay. So got that out the way. Make sure y'all mark y'all calendars for that and go to iPop's page so you can register. iPop, IPOP, Chicago. Okay. Again, not gonna be before y'all long today. I just wanted to give a shout out to our fathers, my father, who I am blessed to still have in the land of the living. I just wanted us to talk about, if we have a father, grandfather, stepfather, godfather, play daddy, big daddy, little daddy, uncle daddy, even the sugar daddies, okay? We want to talk about how they have influenced us. This is not just about women, this is men too that can participate in this conversation, in the chit chat. I just wanted to talk to y'all about let's uplift our men. So I feel like just talk about our good memories, like if we got any good advice from special men in our life, whether it was a brother, cousin, uncle, again, father, grandfather, the deacon at the church, your pastor, like someone who has provided those nuggets and those key things that we need to help us get a little further in life and through struggles. Um, Nobody's perfect, okay, but we do we do a lot for Mother's Day, and I just feel like fathers get slighted. And so since this is my show before Father's Day. I just wanted to give them some space, to just be able to acknowledge them, to show them appreciation. I'm blessed to have my father, as I was stating earlier. I'm blessed to have my father in the land of the living. And although we did not always see eye to eye, again, nobody's perfect. I love my father. I love what he has instilled in me, all the things that he's instilled in me that I still use today. All the advice, all those talks, those pep talks, even though I probably didn't want to hear it then when he was giving it to me, it stuck with me. Okay. And anybody know my father, he loved to say, I ain't never I ain't always right, but I ain't never wrong. So that lets you know what kind of person he is. And he's a Virgo. Pray for me, y'all. But my dad is a man, is a man's man. He's by nature, he can fix things. He's gonna figure out how to get it done, how to get it fixed, whatever the case may be. I can appreciate that because my dad's presence in the household gave us the opportunity to be able to be in what we call now our soft girl era. I was able to be a soft girl and a girly girl growing up in the house because my father did all the heavy duty things, taking out garbage, cleaning up the hard, stuff, the rough stuff. Cause, I wasn't going past the bathroom. Okay. I cleaned up, but I was definitely a girly girl that got grossed out from everything. So I stick with vacuuming and washing the dishes. Yes, I sure will. We didn't have to touch garbages or none of that. We didn't have to move around furniture or none of that. We had a father in the house that took care of that. And I didn't know how to cook. Praise God. So he gave me cooking lessons. All right. Some things I know how to cook really well because of him. I do. Because I can make some good old chili. Because my daddy taught me how to make that chili. Okay. Okay. So I just want y'all to get down in the chatterization. Again, I'm just gonna be discussing like different memories. This is still Wine Tales of Wine Tales. We're just talking about Father's Day. So feel free to join in. If you want to join in the chat, I can send you the link. If you don't want to comment and just join in the chat where you can just talk with me on here. I like when y'all talk back. So y'all can do that. But I really wanted to wait until after we celebrate fathers, and then we actually have next week is actually Juneteenth. So I'm pushing my topics that I wanted to talk about back because I want to make sure I am reverencing and acknowledging the important things. Our fathers are important. Juneteenth is important. It's not just a trend. It's something that we should be celebrating a whole lot more and bigger. So I want to make sure I put time to the side for that too. So we definitely gonna do some fun things next week for Juneteenth because it's actually on Juneteenth Wednesday. So I'm excited about that. But again, I want to talk about my daddy and my father figures because not just my father has been able to instill wisdom. I've been lucky to have brothers, biological and non biological, that have been able to help me, protect me, and look out for me. Um, yeah, I got bros like that are really genuinely my brothers. They're happily married. They not trying to be out here messing around. They ain't out here trying to get closer to me. They genuinely care about me and my well-being. I appreciate like real men like that because you got to be careful nowadays. And men say they just want to be your friend. Okay. Everybody ain't trying to be your friend, but these are long-standing relationships and bonds I have, and I have relationships with their wives. They're my friends. So it's just an understanding. There's a respect. We know boundaries, and we respect each other. And my brother's always looking out for me. I appreciate them so much. And my my brother that passed away, I always think about him, but he was such an amazing dad. He the one that left us with all the kids too. Okay, he had the most kids, but he was an amazing father. And just want to recognize him, Zach Jr., my brother. Keep resting in heaven. He was an amazing dad. And then the father of my child, a lot of y'all know him as Caveman, but Tim is a great dad as well. He's been there since day one. We've co-parented well. We've raised an amazing, amazing son. My son boy is top notch. Top notch. Okay. So we did a great job there. So just want to talk reference to dads. Oh Lord, okay. Something else I gotta delete, y'all. Hold on. These people be weird in these chats. Okay. So yeah, also I wanted to ask y'all. I know, let me put this back up here too. I know I probably seem all over the place, but y'all, I really had a topic I was gonna discuss, but I wanted to kind of switch it up a little bit. So I'm putting this email down. I really want y'all to put down in the chat or email topics that you all want to talk about, because I just don't want it to be about stuff that I know about or stuff that I think is interesting. I want to discuss topics that are relatable and that would help influence us as well. Stuff, things that we can benefit from. So not just like a whole lot of ratchet stuff, like really good topics that y'all would like to hear about and talk about where y'all can actually participate in. I can bring guests on to talk about these certain things, especially if it's like their profession. They can definitely give us professional advice and tips on how to do things. I've had guests earlier in the year and I kind of slowed down with that. So I kind of want to pick that back up too, but I really want to know like what my audience want to hear, what y'all want to talk about. So if you don't put it in the chatterization now, you can always send it in this email at srchats24@gmail.com. So what's up, cuz? So another great father, my cousin, my male cousins who have children. I just I want to give reference where it's due. We talk about the deadbeats all the time, and when Father's Day come around, the mothers is always talking about Happy Father's Day to me. And I just feel like it's really slighting the ones that are great fathers. So if you're being a great mother, be just that, a great mother, regardless whether the father is there or not. Let's stop watering down the significance and the importance and the value of having our fathers in our lives and help raising our kids. Like, I'm so happy. I see so many black dads like full time with their kids, showing up to sporting events, picking up and dropping them off at school. Like, that should be a normal thing, but it's like we wasn't seeing that for a while. So it's amazing to see that happening now. I see that a whole lot more. And the little daddy daughter dances they be doing. Oh my God, it's be so cute. It's like, I'm not gonna have no girl just to do that, child, but that'd be real cute. I love that aspect. They didn't have that when I grew up in school. I feel slighted a little bit, but it's okay. Because my daddy was there. He did come to my events when I was on a cheerleading team and stuff, like performances I've had when I was dancing. My dad was there. My dad was there. Both my parents was there. So I definitely appreciate that. And I think I can remember only a couple times that he didn't make a show or performance that I had. Um, I am blessed. Like I said, he was not perfect, but I am blessed that he was there. I can say that he's still here. And in my adult years, he really came through. My daddy will pull up on me quick when I say I need a ride or some help or some. Like, my daddy was coming through. Even being a grandparent, being a grandfather, he was amazing. My grandfather is amazing. Thank God he's still here. God is healing him. He's recovering. But he comes through when we need him as well. He might fuss at you asking him about his money, but he loves us and he's there for us. So I appreciate my grandfather as well. So I guess I can kind of move on a little bit to the topic that I wanted to talk about tonight. I thought was important. Um, I've heard this in a lot of conversations as this pertains to relationships, that do we really hear each other when we're talking to our partner? Like, hearing versus listening. Like, I hear you, but are you listening? And the reason why I want to talk about the difference between these two is because, y'all, I literally have had conversations with people, not just like male and female, but I've literally had conversations with people where you would say one thing to them and they literally take it a whole nother way. And you think you said it so simple and so basic, but they interpreted it wrong. And it's either because sometimes they're just hearing you and they're not focused. So I wanted to dig more a little bit into that. Like, listening is actually being focused. Like, that's the difference between hearing and listening. Like, hearing, you're just there. You hear the sound in your environment. So wherever you are, whether it's like hearing a person's voice, hearing a birds chirping, hearing the wind blow, hearing a car horn, you know what I'm saying? You hear these sounds. So you recognize it because psychologically your brain is telling you, oh, okay, that noise is birds chirping. So that's just hearing noise in your environment. That's what hearing is. Listening is being focused and concentrated on the approach or getting the understanding. So you're listening to understand what is going on. So again, talking about this conversation I had with a friend, like when you having a conversation with your mate and you telling them like what you want, what you need, and they turn around and be like, no, that's not what you need. You know what I'm saying? Or no, that's not how you need to be loved. Like if you tell your partner what your love language is, if I tell you my love language is gifts, why are you constantly giving me affirmations? And I'm verbally telling you it's gifts. But in your mind, you didn't listen to anything I said. You just heard me say, I need to be loved. You're still going to love me the way you think I should be loved versus loving me the way I'm telling you I need to be loved. That is like, I feel like a big wedge between a lot of relationships because the communication is not just because you loud and arguing all the time is what causes miscommunication. It can be simply that the person is just hearing you and not listening to you. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't understand how we just can't do that as a people because it's not just the men. It was just a conversation I'm having. This goes both ways. Like, us women don't be listening all the time either. Because the men are say men are simple. They don't complicate things when they're explaining things. They want to keep it simple. It gets complicated when they feel pressured or when they don't fully understand something. So we have to learn to have a different approach when we're approaching each other. We have to approach the person knowing that you have to explain something to them in a way that they can understand. So they can not just hear you, but they can actually listen and understand you. They need to focus on what you're saying. So we got to be diligent and be aware in our delivery as well when we're saying things. But I feel like when you just saying it like really simple, like, hey, I need you to love me like this. Give me gifts and acts of service. And I'm just using this example because I feel like it's the most simplest thing that you can kind of hear, and really it's a plain literal statement, and somebody can just take it and not hear what you're saying. Well, they're not listening. They hear you, but they're not listening. And I remember like parents used to say that when we older, like, I know you heard me, but are you listening? I didn't understand that when I was younger until like I got older. I really was like, oh, okay. And that stopped me from talking a whole lot more too. Like, because if you're listening, you're not quick to speak because you realize that if you're trying to understand something, you need to be quiet and try not to respond to everything. Let that person get their full statement and their full thought out. And then once you process what you just listened to, then you can respond. To me, that's like The ultimate way to communicate with anybody. Just I used to have that so bad with interrupting people, y'all. Like so bad. And sometimes I still have to catch myself. Like I try not to interrupt a person when they're trying to explain something to me, or if I ask them a question, they're trying to answer my question. I might not like what they're saying starting off, so I'm instantly trying to cut them off. But it's like, no, let them get their thought out. So number one, they can't turn around and say you didn't hear them or you're not listening. And number two, you won't miss anything because you're trying to talk while they're talking. And they can't turn around and say, well, you thought you knew I was going to what I you thought that you knew what I was going to say, but that's not what I'm going to say because I used to do that too. I know what you about to say, and mm-mm, the communication is not going to go well at all if we continue to communicate like that because we not listening. I hear you. I'm not listening. Like that's just what it is. So let me pull this up. I'm gonna try to share my screen. I had a clip. Oh, where'd it go? I had a clip about active listening, like because you got hearing. Remember, you're just hearing sound. And then you got listening where you're focused and you're listening to understand. But then you have active listening. And then that means that when you're listening, your response you show responses that demonstrate that you understand what the other person is trying to tell you about their experience, whatever it is they're talking about. So your response, number one, is going to show that you understand them. Okay. Active listening, you're showing that you understand. You're able to empathize, which makes your approach a little better and a little softer. Right. So, because if you come to somebody all rah rah and you're trying to explain something with an attitude, they're not listening. And their response is not going to be empathetic because now they're in defense mode. Right. So they puffed up. Communication, zero. Nothing's happening. Nothing's growing from that. Nothing's going to get resolved. Right. So if you're active listening, you're hearing that person, you're understanding that person. Now you can be empathetic for that person and what they're going through because now you understand their perspective, their point of view. You you may not you may not have experienced it to the point where you can understand why they feel that way, but you can understand why they feel that way, if that makes sense. Yeah. So it's like you don't have to experience everything yourself to be able to empathize or understand why a person is going through what they're going through. You just need to hear them out, listen, empathize, and communication should be great. Think about the delivery always. So I feel like if we just need to implement that more, especially again with Juneteenth coming up next week, we're celebrating our culture, we're celebrating our independence, and maybe that can bring us together by like really listening to each other versus just trying to hear me out, hear me out. Like, let's actually listen, let's come together. I feel like if we can do that with our people, we would be so much further along, y'all. Like it's so much division, especially it's sad to say, like in the church, because I grew up in a church, born and raised in church. So I've seen from the old school way up into the new school on social media. Like churches just be into it. Like church people be into it. It be this church think they this and this that. This the church that do this. Oh, this the church known for that. That's like that's really making things worse. Like can we just have a table where we come together and we discuss what we having a problem with, about certain things, and let's figure out how to get a resolution with it. You know what I'm saying? Like if we constantly just talking about it, people not really listening to us. They hear a lot of hoopla, blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? That's right. Just stop talking at the person. That's good too. Like stop talking at the person when you're explaining something, because then again, you talking at them, they're not receptive. So all they hear is you attacking them. They're not going to show any empathy. They're not going to try to understand you because they're not listening. So it's a reason why some people don't. They might be choosing not to listen to you because what they hearing is like you talking crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I think if we can really learn that, I've that's really been helping me a lot. And I guess that's why I wanted to share it and talk about it, because of the previous conversation I had. Sometimes it be the simple it well, it's not that simple. You got to unlearn things and create new habits. But something as simple as just letting a person finish their statement. Again, yes, don't be in defense mode. Like as soon as somebody say something to you and you get in defense mode, like you got to go back to square one and reevaluate why you just such on the defense, or why you think everybody is attacking you, because you almost like victimizing yourself. You'll never grow from that, because it's going to always be woe is me, you did this to me, you did this to me, and not thinking about anything you said or did to another person. you know so where I was going with that was just, if we are able to just really communicate with each other that way, it will be so much less ruckus and misunderstandings and less arguments, and we can be more at peace and be able to have civil conversations even when we disagreeing, because we're listening to understand each other. We're listening to find results and resolution. We're listening to grow. We're listening to be able to communicate and love and care and empathize and give grace, because that's really all what we need. Like everybody needs that. Everybody just needs a little bit more grace. Everybody needs to have forgiveness in their heart, but you also have to be willing to sit and just hear a person out before you respond. Don't just hear what they're saying, listen to what they're saying. And if it's somebody that you care about, you should already know it's coming from a place of love. So why get defensive? If you know this person loves you, they're not against you. They're not going to attack you. We just got to change our mindset. Like, yeah, we just need to change our mindset. And I feel like it's so dark. My light not working either. Everything was just happening today. Yes, patience. Patience is definitely a virtue, okay? Listen, again, I talk about myself. I be transparent with myself. When I say that patience, I ain't have none of it. Like, cause in my mind, you saying all this, get to the point. But we can't do that either. We have to allow a person to get their thought out, however they have to get it out. Sometimes they may repeat themselves. That's a pet peeve of mine too, but I'm asking God to let me get over that. Like, don't keep saying the same thing. Like you just said the same thing 3 different times, 3 different ways, but I heard you the first time. That be in my mind. But they may need to do it like that to make sure that they're getting their thought across and they're getting their feelings out. So let's just listen. Let's just listen and be patient until, you know what I'm saying, it's not time for us to respond. Your response might not even be right after that person say that. Your response can be like, I hear you. I'm listening. I'm going to take a moment to process this information that you gave me, and we can continue the conversation later. If you feel like, or I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're saying. Can you tell me in a different way? Like, I'd be like, could you just, as you say, could you just shut up? We need the patience, like for real. Like, yes, like get to the point. Like that's my thing. When people say like start saying stuff and trying to get something out, I'm that person. I'd be like, can you just get to the point? Like you giving me this whole explanation. But again, sometimes that's needed. for people to make sure that getting they thought out, that they're making sure you get them or you get what they're saying. So they have to explain it in a certain way. But I be, Lord, give me the patience, because I'd be like, just get to the point. Why are you asking me 40 questions before you ask me the question you really want to ask me? Like, because it's not gonna make it. It's not gonna make it. Hey, bro. Hey. Yep, we've been talking about a lot of random stuff. So you not really late. You ain't really missed like nothing major. I had a couple different topics today. I gave, a little reference to the fathers for Father's Day, since that's coming up. And I won't be back on to next week, Wednesday, which is Juneteenth. So we're gonna do some stuff for Juneteenth. So so yeah, I was just, acknowledging the fathers and the men that are in my life, that real briefly, just talking about what they have, how they've affected me, and how, they helped me and supported me along the way. I am the woman I am, not just because of the women in my life, but the men as well. So I just wanted to acknowledge that they kind of get watered down and looked over around this time. And a lot of men feel slighted. And then especially you got the mothers in here talking about Happy Father's Day to me. Like, we don't want to do all that. So we're not doing that here. We're saying Happy Father's Day to the fathers, and the mothers being the best mothers that they are. That's why we have Mother's Day. So I'd never tell a woman Happy Father's Day. That's very disrespectful to me. I don't agree. I don't care how deadbeat he is. He one deadbeat when you lay down and open your legs and had a baby with him. Okay? That's still the father. Sorry. Now, unforeseen circumstances, that's another story. I'm not gonna get into that because, of course, if you weren't trying to have no baby with this person, and you had a baby by somebody that, it was non-consensual, that's a different story. I'm not telling you to tell that person Happy Father's Day. Okay? That's not where I'm going with that. I'm just saying these single mamas out here just be doing the most, talking about they the father too. And I just don't like that. So I'm saying Happy Father's Day to all of the fathers that are connected to me, all the fathers that I know, all around the world. Happy Father's Day to the active fathers, the ones that goes to the dances with their daughters, the ones that provide, the ones that go to the school plays, the dances, the performances, the competitions, the games, the plays, the everything. Auditions, the fathers that are there. We appreciate you. We're glad that you're in our lives. We are blessed to have you still here. Keep pushing and being an amazing example of what a provider and a leader of the household is. We salute you. Happy Father's Day. Okay. Yes. So, but now we were talking about when you came in, the difference between hearing and listening, and how just listening a little more can help us along the way. It can help us a lot if we just listen. Okay. And hearing is basically you hear sound. A noise is being made, you hear a sound. But listening is actually interpreting that sound, focused on that sound, trying to understand that sound. So even if it's talking, you listening to understand, rather than just respond out of what you think a person is about to say or how you think they feel. Actually listen to how they feel. And if you're actively listening, you'll be able to understand, empathize, give grace, and have a different approach of finding a resolution, because now you understand why this person feels this way. You let them get the thought out. You didn't just hear, you listened, you comprehended, and you processed. You may not have a response, after you process what this person said. It may not be right off the bat. You may have to be like, okay, I'll get back to you later. Let me process everything you said. I listened to you. Not only did I hear you, I listened to you. And I'm gonna get back to you on that. But that, we know that takes patience. Carla put down there, that takes patience. Yes, it does. Because most of the time, if somebody comes to tell us something, that's negative anyway. We know we don't like to hear nothing negative about ourselves. We instantly get into defense mode and we like, yeah, I'm not listening. And all we hear is womp 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 because yeah. So we have to learn how to make sure, regardless of whether the person that's approaching us to speak to us, that we don't just hear them, that we're listening to what they have to say, whether it's negative or positive. We need to be able to process it so we know how to respond to it correctly, and in my case, godly, whether it's negative or positive. I want to respond the way God wants me to respond, because me, my flesh, it depends on what you said, how you said it. Okay, I'm just saying. It's a process, okay? It's a process. She said, "Get out of my face." That's what we want to say sometimes, especially when you hear the person, you listened and you understood, and what you understood was some tomfoolery. You really be mad because you feel like you just wasted my time. You just wasted my time. Yes, your presentation, first of all, you approached me bogus. I still heard you out, listening to what you said, and this was some tomfoolery. This is what I knew you was gonna say. Because some people, you just know their character. You know they about to say something. So go ahead and say it, get it over with. All right. Okay. All right. But yes, y'all. So that's all I really have for today. I told you I was trying to go outside today, so I wasn't trying to do no whole hour. Y'all been outside already. I'm just not about to go out. I've been working all day. Um, yeah, I ain't been outside at all. She said, "You done." You said, right. You be like, "Are you done yet?" Or don't let it be on the phone with somebody talking, baby. I didn't put them on speaker. Or I got my AirPod in. I didn't put this phone on mute, and I didn't went and washed the dishes and started dinner. You over there and be like, "Is you still not done talking?" Because I just heard you talking, but I ain't listened to nothing you said. You just talking. Jesus. Help the elders, because you know some of the elders be getting up there. They just be talking. They don't care if you sit in the room with them no more. That happened with my granddad. He just talking. I'm all the way back in the kitchen. I hear him still talking. He had no clue. I didn't walk to the kitchen. He ain't stopped talking. He just talking. I came back, granddad, you talking to me? I ain't heard nothing you said. I was in the kitchen. And he ain't had no problem repeating it either. No problem. But yeah. So yes, y'all, let's make sure we're being diligent and we're slow to speak and quick to listen. Okay. Let's just make sure we're communicating much, much better. Next week, we're going to talk about Juneteenth. We're going to celebrate. Maybe we need to have a party, y'all. Invite the people. Let's have a party. Let's come and we're going to talk about our independence, our accomplishments as a people. Because we still, look, our people, our Black people, we are still making things happen. Regardless of what's going on in the world today, we making things happen, okay? Do your research. Our Black people are making moves. Let's continue to make moves. I prefer to move in silence, to be honest. Everybody don't need to know what you're doing, because then the information might get to the wrong person. And people be out here focused on trying to ruin what you got. And the devil be mad too. And he'll use some people, because some people will let him use them. Okay? So let's just be diligent with each other. Look forward to celebrating Juneteenth. Next week, next Wednesday is June 19th. So I'm excited to just chit chat with my people. We're gonna hopefully I can have a guest. Everybody outside, y'all. Don't nobody be ain't nobody trying to be no guest right now. Everybody outside, okay? They're not trying to chit chat at 8 o'clock on Wednesday. But we're gonna see. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in tonight. Remember, Soul Stretch on the Lake is going to be beginning June 29th. That is a Saturday at 8 a.m. Go to iPop's Facebook page or Instagram page. It has our link in the bio of where you can go register. Again, it's June 29th at 8 a.m. Bring a yoga mat and a bottle of water. And let's get our stretch on so our bodies can feel good, start our day really good. And you never know, they may be some cute little gifts, but you need to register, okay? Yes, the class is free, but we need you to register because it's important. If there are any updates where we change the location or we have to cancel, we're able to inform you of that. So make sure you register, even though it's free. Please register. Bring a friend. There's no limit to the class of how many people it can be. So you can bring people along with you. 8 a.m. 8 a.m. Saturday, June 29th, and it'll be every Saturday after that. So it starts June 29th. We're going to be outside every Saturday at 8 a.m. stretching on the lake as long as the weather permits. Okay. So I hope to see y'all there. But until then, again, y'all have a great night. I'll see y'all next week right here. Sophisticated Ratchet Chats, 8 p.m. Let's talk about it. All right. Love y'all. Enjoy the rest of y'all night.